Hello and welcome to Books of Blood. My name is John, and today I'm going to be doing the horror movie edition of the original versus remake tag. Now, I wasn't tagged by anybody. I saw this video over on, I believe her name is Shannon Pendler. I think that is her last name. I just looked and I'm drawing a blank again on it, but I think it's Shannon Pendler. And I was very intrigued by this. I wanted to do it because I've got a lot of movies that I've got the original and the remake of. All right. So what you do is you take the original film, you take the remake, and what I have to do is pick which one I prefer. All right. So that being said, let's go ahead and get underway. So number one, we've got the Amityville Horror, 1979 versus 2009. Sorry about the glare. For that one, I'm definitely going to go with the original movie. This wasn't as bad as people make it out to be, but this one is just a classic. I mean, a classic haunted house story. Of course, based supposedly on a true story. I don't know. But there's just something about that house, the house itself. You know, the original house that all this stuff happened, it had these windows here, and it made it look like there were eyes looking at you. So it gave the house an air of menace. And they've actually replaced those windows with more square instead of slanted or curved windows, and it just takes totally away from it. But yeah, original for that one, or Amityville Horror, the original. All right, number two, we've got Black Christmas versus Black Christmas, or Black Xmas, as the remake was actually called, or on the video, on the DVD cover. That's from 1974 versus 2006. That is the original. That is the remake. This one wins. This is pretty much one of the very first slasher movies, okay? And it's just fantastic. This one is horrible. I hated it. I mean, I don't know why I own it. I'm a completist. I like to own the remake and the original. That's why I have a lot of these movies. But yeah, Black Christmas, definitely the original movie. All right, number three, Dawn of the Dead, 1978 versus 2004. You know what? This was a tough one. Here is the original. I got a real nice copy of this one. Here's the original. Here is the remake. You know what? The remake of this is actually one of the better remakes of a horror movie. At least in my opinion. All of this stuff that I say is my opinion. If you don't have the same opinion, that's perfectly fine, okay? But yeah, this was actually a pretty damn good remake, but you can't beat the original. Good grief, what are you thinking? I mean, it's just absolutely fantastic. From the cast to the director to the makeup effects, it's absolutely probably the best zombie movie ever made. Dawn of the Dead. All right. Let me see here. Number four. Oh, man, this is another one that's actually tough. This is The Evil Dead versus Evil Dead, 1981 versus 2013. There is the original. Of course, directed by Sam Raimi. And there is the remake directed by Fede Alvarez, starring Jane Levy. This one, of course, starred the incomparable Bruce Campbell. Excuse me, got a little itch on my nose there. I'm going to go with the original, but I'm going to tell you right now, this movie gets a lot of hate, and I don't understand why, because it is a god dang good movie. Excellent, gory action all throughout. I loved it, okay? I'm just giving the nod to the original because it's the original, and it's awesome, okay? Especially for the amount of money they had to make this movie, all right? Evil Dead over Evil Dead, original wins. Okay, and don't think the original is going to win on all of these, because it is not. I'll tell you that right now. Next up, number six, we got from 1980 versus 2009, Friday the 13th versus Friday the 13th. And the winner is ding, 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 the original. All right? You can't go wrong with the original movie. Okay? This was all right. That's all there was to it. It was just all right. Okay? Had Jared Padalecki from Supernatural. He was good. If not, just a little bit wooden, if you ask me. But hey, that's okay. I mean, it's what it is. What it is. All right. Yeah, the original over the remake any day of the week. All righty. Okay, now this next one, number 7. I don't have the remake. I do have the original, and I do choose the original over the remake. Well, you know what? I can't do that. I can't choose, okay? It's Fright Night. I have not seen the 2011, so I can't make a choice on this one. But I did love the original, so there you go. Let me see here. Oh boy, this is going to get some controversy. We got, from 1978, we got John Carpenter's Halloween up here. From 2007, we got a Rob Zombie film also. Excuse me, my nose itches. I got a little itch on my nose. Also Halloween. Boy, I'm going to get some controversy for this because I'm going to go with the remake. And there is a reason why, okay? Don't get me wrong, I love the original. But the reason, and I know this is completely cliched, I love the remake because it had more of a backstory about why Michael did what he did, why he became the Shape, why he became Michael frickin' Myers, okay? And it's the thing is when I was watching the original film, it came out in 78. I was 18, I believe. See, 62, 72 is 10 years. I was 16, 16 years old. And even then, I thought to myself, what would make this kid do this? Something has to happen. Something has to have happened in this kid's life for him to be like this, all right? There had been some kind of catalyst, maybe picked on, maybe bad home life. And that's what the remake expands upon. And that's why I love the remake so much. And the acting was decent. Malcolm McDowell, you can't go wrong with Malcolm McDowell. He's awesome. Brad Dourif, the girl that played Lori, Scout Taylor Compton, she was great. I loved her, you know. I mean, is she as good as Jamie Lee? No. I mean, Jamie Lee is like the original Scream Queen. Technically, I don't actually... Technically, though, to me, I think maybe... what's her name? Olivia Hussey from Black Christmas might be more the original Scream Queen. That came before, and Black Christmas is supposed to be the, you know, pretty much the granddaddy slasher film. Anyway, so yeah, I'm gonna go with the remake. And I'm not sorry for that. All right, so there we go. It's my opinion. My opinion. All right. All right. Next up, we have from 1977 versus 2006. We have The Hills Have Eyes. Again, I'm going with the remake. This was great. Don't get me wrong, but God Almighty, the remake is it's just balls to the wall, gory, bloody, disturbing, just some sick moments in this movie, and I just loved it. All right, I mean, great, awesome. Okay, yeah, there we go. Remake on Hills Have Eyes. That's my choice. Let me see. And if you hear that meowing back there, that is my cat. He's over there licking himself or doing something. I don't know what. Next up from 1986 versus 2007. And I'm going to tell you right now, the original is going to win just flat out. And I'm talking about The Hitcher. You know, the only good thing about this movie is Sean Bean gets killed. I'm not giving away any spoilers. He gets killed in every damn movie he's freaking in. Good God. But this one, man, Rutger Hauer, oh, man, you talk about somebody that just exudes absolute chilling menace, man. He just does it. And it's just, oh, good grief. Awesome. I love this movie. All right, yeah, definitely the original, The Hitcher, the original. All right, number 11, House of Wax. I don't have either one of those. I have not seen the original. I saw the god-awful remake with Paris Hilton. And the original has Vincent Price. So if I had to choose, even though I haven't seen it, I'm going with the original. There you go. Number 12, House on Haunted Hill. I saw the remake. It was okay. I haven't seen the original, so I really can't judge that one. No answer there. Number 13, here we go. We got I Spit on Your Grave, 1978 versus 2010. And again, this is another one I'm going to go with the remake. And it's mainly because this one was on such a low budget. They're the same movie, okay? Woman gets raped by a bunch of guys. Sorry, that's a trigger word for some folks, I know that. But she gets sexually assaulted, by a bunch of guys. And she exacts a horrifying revenge on them. I got to go with the remake on this one just because of the production values are a lot higher than this one was. And the original title of this was Day of the Woman, if you didn't know that. And I'm sure a lot of you horror movie buffs out there, you did know that. All right, I'm trying to get through this one pretty quick. Number 14, Last House on the Left. And that is what we have here. It is 72 versus 2009. Now, my buddy Sion Doss, we were talking about this one on our top 10 underrated horror movies. This is one of his picks was the remake. And the remake is pretty dadgum awesome. And I don't know which one to choose for this. This one's become kind of dated. But they're both good. I don't have an opinion on these two. They're both to be equally good movies. But this was an excellent remake, though. So, I'm just going to go, I'm going to go just barely with the remake. All right, there you go. So there's my answer. Boy, that was wishy-washy, wasn't it? All right, what do we got here? Number 15, My Bloody Valentine, 1981 versus 2009. I saw the original My Bloody Valentine, and I saw the remake, and to be honest with you, I didn't like either one of them. I don't even know why I have copies of these movies. They were okay. That's just it. They were okay. If I were going to choose, I would have to choose the original. The remake just didn't cut it for me. All right? So, yeah, I'm going to go with the original, even though I technically really just didn't care for either one of them. All right. What are you doing back there? Okay, there we go. Number 16, Night of the Living Dead. And that is 1968 versus 1990. I don't have the 1990 film. I did like it, but I'm still going to go with the original as being the best, the one I prefer. This is a Criterion Collection copy of the movie. And it's just, I love this movie. It's just an awesome movie. It's more than just a zombie film. There's a lot of social commentary to this, especially on the on racism. Especially with the character of oh my God, Dwayne, was his name Dwayne? I cannot remember the guy's name in the movie. Oh gosh, I'm gonna have to look here. Oh, the actor's name is Dwayne Jones. Ben, was his name Ben? I believe his name was Ben. Yes. But yeah, this is just a fantastic movie. All right, so there you go. Okay, let me pause just a minute. I think he wants out to go play with his buddies, so hang on a minute. All right, we are back, and where was I? Okay, number 17. I don't have the remake of this movie. I'm telling you right now, I'm going to go with the original film from 1984. The remake was in 2010, and that is A Nightmare on Elm Street. Robert Englund as Freddy Krueger. You cannot go wrong. I mean, he just nailed the role. Don't get me wrong about the remake. Jackie Earle Haley did a good job in the remake. I think the reason a lot of people hated the remake was because it dwelled a little bit more than I think people were comfortable with his past and him being a child killer, and he was a pedophile. I mean, good grief. Freddy Krueger is a pedophile. And a lot of people, they don't like that. That's a trigger for them. Because he's become such a cultural icon or a horror movie icon that you don't want to think that way about him. And they kind of touched a lot on that. No pun intended about the touching part with the remake. So I think that's the reason why a lot of people didn't like it. So yeah, anyway, original, Nightmare on Elm Street, the original movie. Okay, number 18, The Omen, 1976 versus 2006. I don't have a copy of either one of these movies. I'm going with the original. The remake bored the absolute crap out of me. All right, horrible. All right, there we go. The original. Number 19, Poltergeist, 1982 versus 2015. I have not seen the remake, so I really can't judge whether or not I like the original over the remake. But from what I understand, more than likely, I'm going to like the original in the first place because it's just awesome. You can't go wrong. One of the best haunted house or ghost movies ever made. All right, there you go. Poltergeist, the original. Next one, number 20. I don't have the remake of this one. I do have the original. I'm telling you right now, the original is going to win every single time. And I'm talking about Psycho, Alfred Hitchcock, Anthony Perkins, Janet Mason, Janet Leigh. Who the hell is Janet Mason? I don't even know. I don't know where I got that from. Anyway, the original. The remake was a shot-by-shot remake. Why would you make a shot-by-shot remake of something? That's just stupid. And it sucked. And Anne Heche? Seriously, Anne Heche? Why? Good gosh. No. I think the only good thing about the movie, if I remember correctly, Julianne Moore played the sister. She played the part that Vera Miles played. And I think she was the only good thing about that movie. But, original, 1960. Psycho. Number 21, I don't own either one of these. I have seen both of them. I'm talking about The Stepfather, 1987 versus 2009. I am going with the original. Definitely. Terry O'Quinn was absolutely chilling in the role of the stepfather. I'm serious. If you haven't seen the original movie, just check it out. It's crazy awesome. Okay, so there you go, the original. Number 22, I do have the original and the remake of both of these. And this is going to be a tough one. I'm talking about the original Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Nice steelbook edition. I love it, love it, love it, love it. And got the 2003 remake. Both of these movies are awesome. This is actually a pretty damn good remake. I'm going, though, with the original because it's just absolutely fantastic. You can say it's an allegory for the Vietnam War or a metaphor, whatever. Or you can just say it's an out-and-out horror film, and you'd be right on both counts more than likely. But it's just a fantastic freaking movie. And one of the most well-edited horror films ever made, if you ask me. Anyway, next up, number 23, the original. I'm going with the original. I did love the remake, but I'm going with the original, Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Next up, I do not own neither one of these. And I got a little bit of not ranting, but I'm talking about When a Stranger Calls, the original 1979. The remake 2006, I'm going to go with the original. And the thing about that is as far as the original is concerned, I'm going with only the first part where the babysitter is getting the phone calls. She finds out that the calls are coming from inside the house, and that first, I think, 20 minutes, 30 minutes of that movie are just absolutely gut-wrenching, edge of your seat, just wild, okay? And then after that, the movie it's like you got two totally different movies. Now, that being said, the remake doesn't even give you that. The remake is oh my God, it's so bad. It is so freaking bad. I don't know where to begin. I don't know where to begin. First of all, the actress that played the female lead, Camilla Bell, I think her name is. I'm sorry, but this girl, at least as far as this movie, she couldn't have acted her way out of a paper bag if the paper bag had an exit sign. All right? Arrows pointing to the exit. This way, she couldn't have done it. No, she was horrible. So the remake gives you nothing of the original movie. All right, so original movie, When a Stranger Calls, original movie. All right, next up, and this one we're kind of going out alphabetical order now. I think they kind of added these on. Carrie. Let's see, Carrie. 76 versus 2013. 76, 2013. Chloe Moretz was good. She was okay. She was really good in this, but you got to give it to Sissy Spacek. And, of course, director Brian De Palma. Oh, my God, this is such a one of the best adaptations of a Stephen King film. And of course, it's the first adaptation of a Stephen King film because it's based on his first novel. Okay? But yeah, Sissy Spacek, man, she just absolutely kills it. Pun intended, in this movie. All right? And of course, John Travolta, Nancy Allen, Betty Buckley, all of them are just great in this. So yeah, the original movie. Can't go wrong. Okay, The Fly, 1958 versus 1986. Which one? The Fly, 1986, The Fly, 1958. I'm going to go with the remake. This is David Cronenberg's masterpiece, if you ask me. It is just a fantastic example of body horror at its absolute best. So yeah, The Fly. I'm going with the remake of The Fly. This is great. Don't get me wrong. I love this movie. And the ending with the man or the fly man or whatever caught in the spider's web. A lot of people laugh at that scene. Why? It is freaking nightmare fuel. I watched this the other night. I watched it late at night and then went to bed. And I had some weird dreams. I had dreams about spiders and being caught in webs and stuff. So yeah, wild shit. Number 26, Prom Night, 1980 versus 2008. I haven't seen either one of them, so no opinion there. Not finally, because there's a bonus. It, 1990 miniseries versus 2017 movie. I don't have the miniseries. I saw it. I did like it. But to be honest with you, I'm going to go, and this is again one of those things where people are going to go, are you crazy? You're picking the remake over the original. Tim Curry was fantastic in the original. Yes, he was, but I thought that Bill Skarsgård did a fantastic job as Pennywise, so I'm going to go with the remake. Again, my opinion. That's all. It's just it. It's my opinion. So there you go. Remake over the original. Not by much, but, yes, the remake. Finally, got a bonus question here. I don't own the 2017. I've never seen the 2017 edition of The Mummy, but I do own and have seen the 1932. And I have seen the 1999 with Brendan Fraser and Rachel Weisz, I think it's Weitz, I think so. Anyway, and I'm going to go with the remake. The original's good. It's got some really good atmospheric scares to it. It was just really seemed to me to be really slow-paced. And I just was not digging it, okay? So there you have it. That is it. That is my, excuse me. That is my picks for the original versus remake horror movie edition tag. Now, the thing is, there were some movies that were left out of this, and I wonder why. I think, for ones, with Suspiria, I think this may have been done before the remake came out. Also, The Thing from Another World versus The Thing, that was glaringly left out. You also could have included, even though you might consider it sci-fi, but also I think it's also a horror. Excuse me, Invasion of the Body Snatchers. So, yeah, those could have been put in there. But that being said, that is it. That is the horror movie edition of the original or remake tag. Thank you guys for watching. Have a fantastic evening. Goodbye and see you later.